Hi, I'm Daniel Foley from Foley Health and Fitness. In this video, we're going to talk about how do you have abundant health. So for us here at Foley Health and Fitness, the definition of abundant health really is three things: that you look, you feel, and you perform at your best, and you're continually growing in that and expanding and reaching your full potential of what your body is capable of. And so how do we have that is the real big question. Now, I spent years traveling all over the country, searching out from some of the best people in the world when it comes to health and fitness. And unfortunately, what I would say is a lot of it left me more confused and a little bit frustrated because I wasn't really finding what I was looking for on how do we really have this abundant health. And so what I've discovered is this, is that if you want to have abundant health, one of the most important things that you realize is that you are a three-part being. You are spirit, you have a mental, emotional part of you, and you have your physical body. And so a lot of times when we talk about health, we just talk about our nutrition and our exercise and those types of things. But you need to make sure that you take into consideration those other areas, because if you only look at your nutrition and your exercise, you're neglecting, over 2/3 of you, and probably the most important 2/3 of you that you're neglecting. And so how do we take care of this? Now, I know the spiritual part of it sometimes can be a little bit hard to grasp, but really what I want you to think about is the spiritual part of you is the inner core of who you are. It's who you are in your heart. It's made up of, your unique things that makes you you. It's made up of the things that you believe to be true in your heart. That's the spiritual part of you. That's the essence of who you are. And we have to make sure that we attend to that and we do a good job of keeping that healthy if we want to have abundant health. The other part, which is huge for health, is the mental, emotional aspect of health. And when we start to consider that, the mental, emotional aspect of health is probably one of the biggest areas of your health. I would say it's kind of the big thing. Then it becomes obvious that we have to start looking at some of the other areas of life as well, like, your family and stress and purpose and finances and all those other areas can have big impacts on your emotions and the thoughts that are going through your mind. And so we have to make sure that we're doing a good job of managing the mindset and emotions. And then finally you have your physical body, eating better and exercising and getting your rest and all those types of things. But we have to make sure that we're doing a good job of those things. Now, the big one I want to talk about in this video is the mental, emotional aspect of health, because I think it is the big thing. I want you to think about your emotions are the translators between the spiritual part of you and the physical body part of you, and they're letting you know what's going on the inside. You think about it, your emotions let you know when you're angry, when you're frustrated, and all those types of things. And if we can learn to take back and understand what's going on in our emotions, we can learn a lot more about how to, take back control of our health. Because let's face it, a lot of the reason people, let's say, fail with diet and exercise is not because the program wasn't good or not because the diet didn't work or whatever it may be. It's the mental, emotional aspect. We get frustrated. Maybe we get discouraged. We get insecure. People are going to judge us. We lack the courage to try the new thing, whatever it may be. We lack the faith and belief to even go for it. We lack the peace. We're under constant stress, whatever it may be, and then we binge eat or whatever it might be. And so it's the emotional aspect that is really the part that we have to master. Because once I master the mental, emotional aspect of it, it's going to really transform the physical results that I'm getting. Because if I haven't mastered the mental, emotional aspect of health, none of the diets and the workouts and stuff that I'm going to try, because if I don't have the mental and emotional capacity to be consistent and to persevere and to keep going, but I keep looking for, let's say, the quick fix, I'm never going to get there. Okay, so I have to have this area of life mastered, and this is one of the parts that people overlook a lot of times. And so how do we do that? The first area I want to start with is getting in a consistent habit of just journaling. Okay, would be a consistent habit that you can do. And people say, well, what do I write? I don't know what to write. Just write out whatever's on your mind. One of the things is emotions need to be expressed. A lot of times these emotions get bottled up inside of you and you don't realize you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling stressed. And when you write those things out and you write them onto the page, just whatever is on your mind, and more importantly, whatever is on your heart, just write it out onto the page and get it out of you. Emotions need to be expressed and cleared out of your system because, like I talk about in my book, Cracking Heaven's Code, emotions are like a powder in the bottom of a glass. If you have Kool-Aid or sugar in the bottom of a glass and you start stirring it, those emotions get stirred into your system. So your anger can get stirred up, that stress can get stirred up, that discouragement can get stirred up. When those things start to get stirred up, they're in your system, and the longer you keep spinning them around, the longer they stay in there and become a part of you. By journaling, you can get those emotions out onto the page and out of you and clear them out, so you can get mentally more clear, you can get a different perspective, you can get the courage or the peace or whatever it is that you need to keep going and to stay on the path that you're supposed to be on. Because let's face it, a lot of times we're on the right path, we're doing the right things, but life gets in the way and knocks us off the path because we lack maybe the emotional capacity to stay on track. And so that's one of the biggest tips I can give you is let's get into the habit of getting good at interpreting how am I feeling? What are the things that are derailing me? What are the things that are getting me off track? Because health is more than just about nutrition and exercise. We have to master these other areas as well if we truly want to have abundant health. So I hope that helps you. If you want to learn more, you can check out our website, foleyhealthandfitness.com. We'll be posting more content like this, or you can come in, meet us, check us out, and get started with a plan to put you on a path to more abundant health.